So like, bro, you're from the Berachain Eco. Have you been following the DAT, the Bera DAT announcements? That's pretty cool. The Bera token, it's now part of I forgot the name, but I'm pretty sure it's a marijuana company. Yeah, it's here in the States, it's actually legal to purchase recreational weed. So that company, it's actually a public trading company selling marijuana. What a perfect theme to be the bearer holder. Why not, right? Yeah, that's absolutely huge. And how much did it raise? I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's 40 million. 40 million raised to buy bearer token on secondary market. Definitely very bullish. Yeah, so we've been with the Berachain since day one. We launched in January when Berachain launched, got the Bright Vault up and running, for now almost a year now. And we're part of the RFA request for application campaign. Got incentives to run our product from Bera, and we kept on going when lots of the projects actually left. Not us. That's not us. We don't leave. Who supported us, and luckily, actually, it's surprisingly the Bright Vault. I'm not sure, Jabba, you are a user of the Bright Vault or not. Every month there's a couple hundred, sometimes even like close to 1,000 transactions on the YT. There are people actively buying YTs, and that's why we kept it going. We don't have that much TVL. We provided some liquidity ourselves, and they asked. Oops. Did I break? I just broke. Yeah. So we provided some liquidity, and then asked some friends and the investors to provide some liquidity, and that kept the vault going because of you guys. Basically, every month there are a couple hundred buyings of yield token, which in our case is the Venom token. So that's cool. That's what we love about community participation. We don't have huge institutional backings like Pendle. We don't have like foundation direct injection of liquidity, but we have the community that kept on buying the YTs. Yeah, so that's cool. Glad to see things are definitely happening with the what they call the revenge arc for Bera. Not to mention all the YT buyers are earning infrared points, and infrared, I think they're approaching TGE now. Of course, infrared is invested by YZ Lab, part of the previously Binance Lab, and I wouldn't be surprised if you see the infrared TG and then get listed on Binance at some point. So those points are definitely useful. And we're talking about a whole year worth of infrared points that are pretty much all, in our case, it's all given to the Venom holder, the YT holder. It's going to be like a decent amount. Do not sure Binance listing is a good thing nowadays. That's true though. That's true. That's because when you list on Binance, projects tend to give like a big percentage of their token to the Binance users through the hodler campaign or alpha campaign, which is fair because those people like really freaking diehard crypto traders. They provide their why there's enough liquidity in the markets because they kept on trading. But I do agree that projects should like reward the actual like testnet, mainnet users, the actual communities back in the project, reasonably well, and that's really hard to do. I've yet to see like a really successful one where everyone is happy. Yeah, that's just tough. That's just hard to do. So Binance listing, it is indeed a double-edged sword, but you can't deny if the project who are listed on Binance, their liquidity is really strong. Either the price up or down, the liquidity is typically a lot higher than projects only listed on like some other exchanges. So that's that. Yeah, for our case, in our case, if you are a user who have been buying YTs, whenever we get the actual points from Infrared for the airdrop, that's gonna be a nice price. Yeah, it'll just be one day, and then they announce it, and then you find the freaking all the like airdrops. Yeah, I think I would be really glad to see if they do like 10%, at least like 10% of their uh red token, infrared red token to the actual mainnet users, maybe more. Yeah, so that's cool. We haven't seen anything that exciting on the from Berachain for a while. Um, yeah, lots of project exited. I think it's fair. They go to a Hyperliquid, or they go to Monad or something. But projects gotta live. If they couldn't really have a successful launch, if they couldn't build a strong traction, in one ecosystem, they have to think about how to survive. But for us, it's fair. Like I actually think the product is actually really sound. Because the bright wall, you're not to mention with the points, you're also earning the POL rewards as well, the IBGT, through Infrared IBGT. So overall, it's a pretty positive flywheel. Some goals or going multi-chain. That's right. Yeah, even for us, like for our case, it's a bit different because the LNT, the liquid node token, is an entirely different sort of product line. It's for liquidity, liquid market for nodes, and that's only possible for project who has nodes, which is literally 0 projects on Berachain. So we don't choose the chain, we choose the project. Our partners tend to launch their nodes on Arbitrum. That's why now we're also on Arbitrum and TOGNet. I personally know a few projects, like forgot the name, one of the aggregators, and they just couldn't earn enough fees. They didn't really fundraise or anything. Couldn't really earn enough fees to to sustain their team. So that's fair to me. Yeah, and then what's the project that we actually early on really supported us, but we didn't really wasn't able to launch the product for them, launch the vault for them. ETH, YEET. Yeah, you probably did you buy the ETH token? I haven't checked for a long time. Yeah, because ETH got ton of momentum in the early days of Berachain. I think they are also one of the earlier IDOs on Raven. And yeah, I think they raised like maybe 1.2 million or maybe even 2 million. But nowadays I just haven't checked for a long time. Founder's a great guy. Like we actually talked a lot about Breitbart integration for their they have like a trifecta vault, and then just didn't really came to life eventually, but still it was good to see the project who decided to to stay, who actually for the long run. Yeah, because end of the day, I still think the POL, it's a great um DeFi mechanism overall. Like if it's possible, it should be like scale to other chains. Like imagine if you have POL on Ethereum, as opposed to just proof of stake, and then you have proof of liquidity for some of the major projects there. That would just be great. And then all these Wall Street firms who are, forget about like staking ETF. How about LP ETF? That's just gonna be huge. Yeah. So POL itself, the thing is, it's super innovative. Super cutting edge stuff. But it's just that only POL itself it's not enough. Yeah, POL is underrated. I feel you, bro. I feel you. Yeah. It's just that if POL is the only thing for Berachain, that's just not going to be enough. Because at the end of the day, it does not change the fact that DeFi farmers, they farm, they harvest, and they sell. That's just not going to be enough of like a positive enough flywheel to support the eco and then support the Bera token itself, which in return supports the eco even more because POL. Yeah, so definitely lots of predatory capital in the beginning. Remember the Boyco days when they had the huge pre-deposit? Was it 3 billion? Like it was a crazy pre-deposit, and then coming April when the Boyco like deposit ends, or basically like I'd say like maybe 80% of all the capital left. So what do they do after they leave? Probably just sell majority of the Bera, the BGT token they earned. Yeah. So, but that just sort of my observation. I didn't really have too much like deeper understanding of what happened afterwards, sort of up June, July, and everything else. All I know is that the yield itself, in terms of the Bera incentive, has been pretty strong. And yeah, the APY, it's up there. Like that's why if you look at our Brightvault WETH and the WBERA LPs, that pair itself has rarely gone below 100% APY for the base assets. So plus the incentive that we give out and from like the POL incentive and everything else, the YT buyers are really liking that. Yeah, so that's why people kept on coming back because they're making money. So I think that's end of the day, that's what matters for DeFi. Like if the whether your users can keep on making money. If they keep making money, they will come back. If not, they probably just left and then bridge their assets out of Berachain and then go somewhere else. Yeah, you can't really blame them. So I think that's cool. I think POL itself is cool. We're just really hoping to see more stuff out of just the DeFi stuff. I know that the Build a Bera team has been pushing sort of the consumer application side of things with the what was the vape company? Forgot the name. You guys probably know the one that basically vaping. Like you get the vape and then you quit to earn. Ah, there it is. Puffball, yeah. Puffball. Exactly. Yeah. Quit to earn. So the less that you vape, the more tokens you earn. Pretty smart. Yeah, something cool like that. Maybe sort of capitalizing on the anti-culture stuff with the with the VDAT and trying to bring, because there's so much like US itself, the demographic for weed smokers probably like 20 to like late 30s. That's majority dudes, which coincides with the main crypto trader demographics. So yeah, man, if they could let these people vape and then buy crypto, trade crypto on chain, be pretty sick. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. And other than that, I think the Belgian teams have been pretty active. We've been traveling to most of the conferences and seeing everybody there. The main teams and the foundations, um, projects as well. Everybody's pretty active. Yeah, I think the core groups are still there. Um, yeah. So and the token price is sort of holding up. I mean, it didn't really had like any. I mean, it's not going as strong as the beginning, but it also didn't tank like severely. So yeah, so there's liquidity for sure. Tokens have a bad history in Bera, and perps are new meta. Yeah, Jabba, are you trading Bera though? Beras feel good anyway. Yeah. Do you trade Bera perps on Binance? I think they probably have Bera on Hyperliquid. No, nah, not my thing. I'm more like a stake guy. Nice. Me too, actually. I mean, I'm had my degen days trading crazy stuff, but then nowadays, obviously, building the project that takes most of the time. And then on personal side is mostly just the long-term investments
Is
and some
crazy.
type of deposits, type of yield, safe on more on the safety side, yield generation. Yeah, I agree. So the perp market has absolutely blossomed, but which to me, I mean, looking back, it makes total sense. But I was in my idea, it's I was sort of looking for something more meta, like not not perp trading. You know, perp trading has been around for a long time, like since 2021, 2022 when Divide DX started. Um, it's just that I was thinking that these, at a 2025 now, it should be something more like I don't know, like more mainstream, um, as opposed to just like still really the high leverage stuff. Yeah, but whatever works. But the um, obviously the on-chain DEX and on-chain perps solve the big issue of KYC, and then everybody wanted to be able to speculate, and then without the necessity of having the tax agency on your back 24/7. And there it goes. So yeah, in a way, it's a little bit like for me, it's a little bit underwhelming to see perps are the major narrative. Even like Polymarket, that's cool. Like that's something that previously prediction market previously weren't really that booming, and nowadays, it's sort of become major. Yeah, I mean, I guess we're just chatting today. Like, maybe not that much specific questions on our side. As far as updates goes, uh, we're probably going to continue to keep the Bera product going. On Berachain side, there are some talks between with the foundation on more incentives and more products. We're sort of waiting on their guidance on that. So expect to maybe see that in the coming weeks. Yeah, other than that, the major thing would be infrared points farming. I think at some point we're gonna co-announce on the sort of the details of that. Um, yeah, I mean it's infrared, Kodiak. What are some other major projects there? Um, there's a few more. Yeah, but these two are like our main sort of partners in crime. Yeah. Yeah, that's with Kodiak, of course, we had the vault with the LPs on Kodiak as the base asset for the Bright Vault. Yeah, hope to see Bera, making maybe not all time high, but then you know monthly highs at some point. Because overall, I'm still pretty bullish with the whole market. Cool. All right, guys. Oh, Lazy Ape, welcome. Good to see you. Yeah. What's up? Yeah, we're just chatting about the Berachain product. Lazy Apes is more from the LNT side. He's a node holder, node trader, and arbitragers. Yeah, so we actually didn't get to this yet. The On the LNT side, actually, a huge amount of things cooking. Uh, let's see where we start. Number one, I would say Aether. They are going to add liquidity any point. Yeah, so I'm not sure about the. Oh, Jarko, what's up, dude? We started a bit late than usual. Good to see all you guys joining in. Yeah. Yeah. So either they are going to at some point add liquidity and potentially do the buyback by buying VATH and then getting the notes basically. Probably LP as well because LP is earning quite a bit, over 40% annualized APY throughout the time since we launched. Yeah, so that's why I think it was a Lazy Ape. I think probably pinned us in the tickets that saw some spikes with the VATH price, but without withdrawing the notes. So definitely not from arbitrager. That could be people testing, like maybe them or some other power users. I don't know. But yeah, definitely getting noticed. We are trying to get to 1,000 nodes. That's our near-term objective. So thinking about campaigns to run. But this time we don't want to do the same campaign as we did previous times, because that gets pretty boring at some point. It's literally just us subsidizing money for nodes, and so we're trying to do something creative. So that's still kind of in the work. Yeah, so that's as far as it goes. That's with Aether. Things been running smoothly with node ops, because we run the nodes through node ops. We might actually get a few more node operators, sort of to diversify in case anything goes wrong. We are still accumulating Aether token every day, because I think the price obviously dropped with the whole 10 October 11th event with the prom and everything. So Aether price drop a bit, but we're still making, I think, accumulating $500-600 per day in ATH tokens. Yeah, so that's everything's healthy. We are going to launch the portfolio page, the dashboard page, so that people can see their LP positions. I know that's lots of you guys been asking about that. So that is in the work. Should be hopefully we could actually get it up next week. But we're pretty busy with the DOG implementation. Yeah. So good thing is we've actually tested out everything, tested out the node delegation, tested out the claim and everything. And yeah, so very actually shout out to DOG for being on top of their game with our integration. They have been supporting us. They to our demand actually open up our tested the whitelist so that the you guys know that the nodes are non-transferable, right? So our wall is going to be whitelisted for LNT for node deposit into LNT basically. Yeah, so this is cooler than Aether launch, because when we launch with Aether, you can already transfer nodes to OpenSea and then buy and sell there. With Zero G, it's going to be only us where you can transfer the nodes and sell. You can't sell the nodes, but you can sell the V0G. Yeah, so that's cool, and they're definitely going to provide liquidity and do all kinds of stuff because DOG is I would say it's a low key. It's a really like a TradFi power team, powerhouse, from my understanding. Yeah, so they obviously did was it 300 million DAT before their TG'd. They secured that and then obviously listed on Binance Spot and then pretty strong price action, huge liquidity across GXs, and so they're really sort of banking on the LNT as freaking like their mainnet driver. Cause there's not much things going on their mainnet. So coming when LNT comes live, that's going to be where the volume is at. Because if you've been following the Aether LNT, it's a lots of trading and lots of yield for LPs. So very much looking forward to the DOG launch. By then, if we could get oh, okay. Lazy Ape ask, zero G node withdrawal from LNT possible or not because of KYC? Yeah, great question. So, I think it's not. It is. it is possible if you own the node. So unfortunately, that like right now with Aether, if you don't own the node, you can just get someone else node by burning the VATH. That's not going to be the case for zero G nodes in the beginning. So that means no arbitrage. There's no OpenSea and LNT platform, intra-platform arbitrage. It's only going to be token plays, right? So node holders will deposit and then mint V0G, and then people can and just trade V0G to 0G. Yeah, but however, I think the date cutoff for the deposit, the non-transferable rule, it's somewhere in December. So not far. 1.5 months later, it will be transferable. So yeah, so by then you could do what you do with either checker nodes, buy V0G cheap, withdraw nodes, and then sell it on OpenSea or vice versa. Yeah, the 0G ones, I think next week we could actually test launch next week, and then full launch the week after. That's our plan. Yeah, so early to mid November then. What is the state of market right now? Bullish or cautious? What's my point of view? Oh, thanks for asking. Because I am been looking into this type of stuff basically on the daily basis. I think it's very volatile right now. It's highly volatile post October 11th. Just not just go like downward volatile, but also upwards. Yeah, so that's overall there's a liquidity makeover, a reshuffling, right? Reshuffling per se for market makers, major participants, stakeholders, CEXs as well. There are some change of part of the norm are being changed behind the scene. That's because just due to the sheer amount of liquidation that happened on the day. Those are not just for liquidations for the user's capital. It's going to be it has to be like a capital on the book of market makers as well. So yeah, so that's why with things like that, there's going to be like overall like the squeeze of liquidity, which makes everything volatile, and that may not matter for the sort of the overall outlook at all, because it's all like if you look at the bigger picture, I don't think personally I don't think anything has changed. Um, like number one, the interest rate is going to continue to decrease. Just from the macro point of view, I think the next 6 months it's still going to be overall a loosening monetary policy. We won't go into the details, but you can definitely find all sort of like facts backing this. Also sentiments. Number two, it's basically like if you look at the like the other assets, the basically it's all also volatile, but less volatile than crypto in general, which is why I think overall this is like really it's either caused by CEX products or just like which like again like caused by the products and then becomes sort of systematic among market makers, but it's not anything that's unsolvable. I think the party is gonna sort of so-called the party is gonna continue for at least the next 6 months. Looking at broader and macroeconomy, says bullish sentiment with rate cuts and QT pause. Exactly, but that would mean 4-year cycle is broken. Yeah, so if you are very strict on the 4-year cycle, the height is going to be somewhere between October to the end of December. So we are already into the sell everything stage if you are like the cycle player per se, like the smart thing to do, right? To sell at the top. So this I have some opinion on that, but I will share something that I read and heard from other Hayes. Basically, he said that his opinion is that this cycle itself is man-made by Trump. So this whole cycle, we had the 15K BTC up to like 12 120K, and this whole thing is are orchestrated by Trump because Trump want crypto to go bullish, either for his own sake or um, politics or whatever. And then this cycle ends when Trump goes out of office. That's his opinion. Um, and then it's up to you, like how you wanted to like interpret that. The source for this is the Bankless podcast not long ago. I think you guys might already have heard about that. Let's see. Yeah, the guys team know how to shake the market and game. Yeah, so like I'm just I think somewhere down the road, maybe 5 years, maybe 10 years, this is all gonna get freaking, you know, like liquidated. All of these things that they're doing behind the scenes, when it goes down, it's going to go down ugly. Because there's a very small chance that the whale that opened the short position right before the trade, it's by luck. Yeah, I don't know what you guys think, but just I think just pure statistical point of view, it's very unlikely someone open up 300 million worth of shorts. Yeah, right. So, and that's not the only thing. I think same thing happened in April when when he first threatens to give the tariff to China. So it's a norm. Who knows what else behind the thing? What about like Trump coin and Melania coins, right? And then all these deals, yeah, it's just gonna go down ugly. So, and then maybe that's how the bear market is gonna start. Like before that, it's all like a orchestrated, man-made bull run that it happened to be coincided with the decreasing of the interest rate. Yeah, he played the card multiple times already. Yeah, that's why, like, if you look at the October 11th, the squeeze, the black swan, like rationally, it has to be like the 100% tariff on China is nothing. He's given out 200%. Like, what's the big deal for him like trading out 100% tariff, right? It's like, and then there are even signs like from the Chinese side on the on all the like sanctions against the with the trade talks. Like there's already signs for that. There's nothing new. However, it becomes that volatile. So from that point of view, I think it is a product issue. Is a product issue with the CEX, namely probably Binance. It's their liquidation system got into issue, and then it just unlocks a cascade of events. So that's why, yeah, sort of looking back to that, I think it doesn't really change things. Yeah, unless like Trump, one day he decided crypto is not cool anymore. Tariffs, haha, joking. Iran, joking. Tariffs off. Huh. Yeah, I'm not sure if you live in the U.S., but for people who live in the U.S., this show has to has to get bored at some point. Yeah. So I personally live in the U.S. most of the time, and it just gets ugly. Yeah. So yeah. So if other his is right, then we still got 3 more years. But if you want to be more near term, the midterm is next year for U.S. Midterm election. Um, Not living in the U.S., but already tired of winning. Good to know. Good to know. Yeah, so that's what some people are sort of forecasting. Midterm is November next year. Um, could that be sort of an extension of the 4-year cycle? Could be. Um, I'm not sure. It's getting like it's like for me it's like I look at this too much and then I forgot what I couldn't really see what I was thinking the market. But I'm not selling like personally like not really selling much of my personal like investments in cryptos and stuff. I just don't think it's time yet. And of course, for our project, I don't think anything has changed. We've been through the bear market. It's actually a great time to build. Now there's sort of a like stronger in liquidity, better outlook. It's just going to be better. More people are going to look into crypto, and more projects doing things, meaning more meaningful collabs, and overall growing together. So yeah, I just wish to see less drama between um, sort of top down and then politics influencing the markets and everything. Jabba's giving out a hug. Thanks, bro. We're Baratin bros since day one. Yeah. So also Baratin. I'm not selling the Bara that I hold yet. Maybe could have bought more at the bottom, but sort of been occupied with other things. Yeah, so with LNT side, definitely ZeroG is the major integration. What else? Oh, good to see Common C joining. Cool, cool. Common C is the one that hosts the ZeroG nodes. Now I remember. Yeah, Common C showed up with our the nodes portal in the early days. Yeah, so in case you've missed it, we're launching I would say 2 weeks from now to be conservative with ZeroG. And then when LNT launch for ZeroG, it's going to be the exclusive place for selling nodes. Of course, for us, it's selling the V0G because it's only going to be transferable through the LNT vaults. There's not going to be a secondary market yet. So pretty exciting stuff for that. Some new integrations actually could be published pretty soon is a project called Beamable. Beamable, who did the node cell. Oh, thanks, come and see. The node cell. They're still doing the node cell. They're pretty GE. Beamable, it's a deep in gaming sort of infrastructure. Like you can build games, like Unity. Sort of you can build games with the Unity, but run on Beamable's host, like their cloud or something. So they create an infrastructure for like game builders, basically, on Solana. So they're doing everything on Solana. They're TGing in a bit, and then they're running these node cells, which I forgot how much percentage, maybe 10% of their token you could buy through the nodes. And then they wanted to integrate with us. Um, I think pretty soon, maybe next week, we could launch the liquid node cell for them. So people who wanted to buy their nodes can buy it through LNT Vault. And then once they launch, once they go TGE, LNT Vault goes mainnet, you can get day one liquidity. Or you can sell it, or you want to sell it, that's fine. That's up to you. Just so that you could be able to cap the liquidity, which with LNT, which most nodes don't have at the sell stage. So that's cool. So we could potentially launch the node cell for them pretty quickly, similar to what we did with the repo. And speaking of repo is TGing on base chain somewhere in November as well. And then, which means we're going to launch on base for the liquid node market for repo nodes. Currently, I think 490-ish repo nodes there on base. So that's pretty cool. And speaking of base, there's another project on base called RevoZ that we are integrating with. They are live and running. And I think 15% in nodes, a couple, I think 20K, maybe 30K nodes, and wanted to get liquidity. also on Base. That's quite a bit of things building on the node sides. What project should I look into? Who will be potential partner with ZooFi? I know ZeroG Aether. Yeah, so the ZeroG Aether, I would say still the safer bet, just due to the sheer size of them. And then um, yeah, I think they're all either around top 100 on CMC or within the 100. So definitely less volatile. And we know both of these teams pretty well, like personally. So pretty solid. Um, and then the other ones, yeah, the ones that I mentioned, I would say is more on the long tail side. Beamable itself, it is back. It's a BAM Beam. Able is a ABLE, so Beamable. Backed by Solana Foundation, pretty solid project. I think the founders come from like Web2 gaming. I would say like they're trying to do something good for the gaming plus Web3 community. And like the tech is probably pretty solid. And yeah, that's all I could say. Like I like to see them succeed. And I know that they're going to plan the TGE definitely by the end of the year. So yeah, like if you want to check out their node sell, check out their node price. I think it's already up with a few partners. We are probably going to launch a node sell page, liquid node sell page for them. So you could potentially buy through us. Of course, if you buy through us, we get a commission from the sale, so that's much appreciated. And then you also get the day one LNT. What is it? The liquidity unlock. So that's the main thing. But you could also like get the nodes from elsewhere. The price is all fixed, and then later on deposit through the LNT vault. Yeah, so that's one. The other one is did I just mention RevelZ? RevelZ is also initially a gaming. I know people who got wrecked with nodes have to be careful. Yeah, I agree. So that's the thing. So last week, the week before, we did the AMA with and then there's some users are from Repo community. They joined. And they have no idea what market cap they bought the nodes from. And it turned out, I think the repo node sale is at 100 million market cap, which is not low for most projects. So when you buy the node sale, definitely want it to be, because this is not an IDO. You're locked for how many years, and then you want to be able to get it at a lower market cap. It's not the amount you pay, is the price, the FDV that you pay at. So the people who bought the zero G nodes at 200 million, that may 200 million FDV, that may seem high, but then the project launch had 3 billion. So you already make 15x on paper. So that's a good deal. And then for other project, if you buy at 100 million, what if the project launch at 10 million? Then you got racked like 90% of the value, and you couldn't even sell. Like you, unless you like, oh, of course, with the LNTs kind of solve that, but then still like you're getting racked big time. So don't buy a node just because it's $100. And sometimes it may even worth spending a couple thousand on a node. And then because there's one guy when DOG TG, he spent 4,000 and the on paper is 50,000. So he made over 10x on those nodes. Yeah, so that's why we're super bullish with the ZeroG launch, because lots of these people they're happily selling V0G at a discount. They're already making a 10x. They're more than happy to go at a 5x. So and then people are going to want to buy with V0G at 5x at a sorry 50%. So yeah, definitely to be smart. And I know it's hard. It's with Web3 in general. There's a marketing. Twitter's it's all marketing, and it's hard to like find what's real and what's not. Um, and um, and there's also like ill intended players all the time. So are you saying buying node at lower tier is good only? So it's all like relative. It's but typically, of course, the lower FDV you bought, the safer you are. But then it's also relative because for 0G, as an example, their higher tier is 200 million. Like their lower tiers are making way more, but their higher tiers now is making 10x. It's like even making like 5x is pretty sick nowadays. So I would say it's more like depending on the project. But sadly, there's not that much node sales going on. Mostly because of people getting wrecked. So yeah, at the end of the day, what keeps going is people makes money and it keeps going. If people don't make money, it stops. Very simple facts. Yeah. So yeah, if you buy at a lower tiers, I think it's generally good. And then if you miss the lower tier and you have the urge to FOMO into a higher tier, that's where you have to be careful. You just really have to know the project well, because you're betting on the team. Sometimes it's not even the project's product, like the team itself. It's actually more meaningful. Are they able to have the backing, have the sort of the foundation to have the project launch at a higher FDV, launch on a exchange like DOG, which literally launch on like 20 CXs, of course with Binance Spot listing day one and perp listing. So you're kind of just biting on the team. So that's why, in part, that's why we're trying to do more AMAs, trying to be more communicative. It's hard to find the real people on chain. So at least like we're doing this much. Of course, we're doing all the other stuff too, to build a holistic project, with lots of things going on. There are lots of course, lots of products that are only done by us, namely the LNT product. Yeah, so definitely be careful. Cool. Actually, a pretty good turnout, and sorry for being a bit late today. Had a bit of an issue early on, with the technology. Yeah, so yeah, we're running a pretty long AMA. If not anything else, we could probably be towards the end of it. Unless you guys have any other last questions. I think that's probably it. We are a little bit more quieter on Twitter this past week. But of course, we did I think the meme competition done by our amazing team that was going great. And of course, I think the Dolly is doing a little bit better than before. We did the distribution on the Dolly's paid mint. Again, paid mint. Personally, I like to be really careful with paying money for NFTs, because you can get wrecked with that. There's liquidity for NFTs always pretty poor. So be careful with the paid mint. But we're more than happy to help them distribute. They're not one of the few projects on 0G nowadays. Yeah, I think that's all for today, guys. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and always pleasure to have you guys on the AMA. And as you know, we'll be here. We'll be here next week and after. All right, that's it, guys. See ya. Bye bye.